All right, welcome to Between the Coast. I'm your host, Fernando, with our stars Cassius and Jared. This podcast is dedicated to bringing you Midwest sports news with a sprinkle of national sports talk. We will be bringing you 2 episodes a week highlighting the latest in NBA, NFL, and NCAA news. Let's get started. Our first topic tonight will be about the NBA playoffs. We're going to talk about First, we're going to talk about the Pistons and Cavs, and I'm going to give it to Jared. Jared, I want to hear your comments about Game 4, Game 5 coming up, Pistons and Cavs.
As our local Detroit boy.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. So, a couple things. Game 4 did not go as planned, unfortunately, but that's because. Say it again.
That's an understatement, dog.
Man, well, here's the it. Well, first off, I'll start with I'll start by criticizing my team before I go down the rabbit hole. Okay, so Cade Cunningham was not good. 19 points ain't gonna cut it. The amount of turnovers that he's had in these past 2 games, it's looking like the first series versus the Magic for those what was it, those first 4 games going on there. So he's gotta cut down the turnovers. But I will also say this: I'm not a fan of the whistles. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, there's no way Donovan Mitchell shoots more free throws
think the
than the
whistle?
whole entire team.
Oh, you think the whistles are the problem?
The whistle was part of the problem. I already said Cade's turnovers were not. They were egregious to say the least.
I have
But I
zero.
also will say that I'm not feeling JB's rotation. Like, I think Isaiah Stewart needs to play more. Duran needs to be more aggressive. Asor needs to stay out of foul trouble, and he should be guarding Spider Mitchell. And you need to put Cade on Harden versus Duncan Robinson, who is not a he's not even a good defender. Let's just call it what it is. That's pure offense.
So y'all let Don score 39 points in a half. That is the second most in a playoff half ever. Ever. I just want y'all to know that. But honestly, I don't disagree with anything you said, but I actually have other points to bring up with your Pistons. Jalen, for one, definitely. Yeah, that's the 100% number one. He had 8 points and 2 rebounds.
Yeah, it's not gonna get it done.
2 rebounds. That's your starting center right there. Also, like, I just don't understand why no one else is stepping up. Duncan Robinson, to your point, I think he had 4 points. Yep, and shot 2 threes.
Yeah, he wasn't good at all. I mean, he wasn't
Isn't
in rhythm. Karis LeVert carried off
he?
the bench.
That was the wildest thing I ever seen. Was you
Well, he
guys?
had 24. Wasn't it 24 points or something like that?
But you guys, the crazy thing is like your team should be winning, but they're not, and it's all because of your starters right now. I actually even looked Cavs. The Cavs bench has actually only scored 99 points this series, compared to the Pistons bench has scored 131 points. So like it's just showing me. Also, Tobias is scoring 20 points a game, which is still top 10 in the playoffs currently, while you have Cade scoring number 1 at 29 points a game. So it's not those two. It's not your bench. It's Duran. It's Duncan.
It's the rotations, but
Yeah.
I'm also we can't sit here and act like after
I can't
the
say
cat.
JB. He's hanging on by a thread.
He's hanging on. What do you mean by that? Go ahead.
I don't know if he doesn't get to the finals if he's going to be here next year. Or are they going to pull another one?
Nah. You're talking about a team that this is year 2 for JB. Let's be very clear about that. This is year 2. Year 1, we looked up and we were like, the Pistons are in the playoffs. That's what people did. Like, it was like they're in the playoffs and they took the Knicks to 6. who literally went to the Eastern Conference Finals and lost a game 7 on Halliburton with one leg, who, in
You
retrospect, let's call it what it is. The Pacers were this close. If Halliburton didn't blow out his Achilles, if he didn't blow out his Achilles, they would
oh
have been the champions.
yeah, I understand
So,
that
but back to this point. So then, after taking the Knicks to 6, where there were questionable calls down the stretch in several of those games as well, they're the number one seed. They've been the number one seed wire to wire all year. They're one of the best defensive teams in the league. JB ain't going nowhere. He just got to utilize the rotations better. But also, ever since Spider Mitchell was like, I don't flop, he been living at the line like Shea.
Don don't flop though. I don't believe he flops.
Bro,
I
bro,
don't flop.
you know, I'll be so glad when we start adding like highlights to this podcast. This is only episode 1 because I'm gonna be like, roll the clip, roll the clip.
That's a fair point.
So
As of right now,
Cassius,
I think
Cassius, let me ask you this: were you more impressed with the Cavs win or the Detroit loss? Because the game was
Good question.
pretty even up until halftime.
uh I mean it's a little knock, but of course I'm going to be more impressed with the Cavs win because for one, James Harden was actually able to close out the game, and as we've seen, he has not been the most successful in
In
playoff.
games four or in
Just
game 4 or game 3?
in game four.
You felt like that was Harden closing out the game.
I mean, kind of, yeah. 24 points, hit that three to kind of close out, shut it down.
You do realize none of the starters were out there at that point in time, and even the bench, the not the second string, the scrubs cut it to 8.
Didn't even have to be. And that's weird, isn't it? It's like
Yeah,
JB.
which goes back to my point of JB not utilizing the rotation effectively. Like Ron Holland is a body you should be throwing at Harden and especially Mitchell. He's young, he's a defender. A sword doesn't need to take one shot. He just needs to play defense on Mitchell. And Cade needs to be on Harden. It's that simple.
A sword needs to decide to take over offensively because he has such a strong inside game that I just feel like he's just scared to utilize it. Like
Yeah, he's a slasher. That dude can slash.
100%. Like I think he's always had that. I do think his brother has more upside offensively, just in
Hmm.
terms of what's in his bag. Like he can shoot the midi, he can pull up from three, and defensively, I do think Sir has the upside.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay. Well, at this time, Cassius, will you hit me with the transition? And at this time, we're going to take it out west. We're going to talk about the Lakers and OKC. Cassius,
Uh,
I will let you begin. So, what do you think about that series? I mean, it's done. It's over. Sorry.
just for everyone, I am a Bulls fan, but I am also a Lakers fan. It's to my boy Kobe, rest in peace. Um, yeah, it's. I mean, what can we say? We knew it was going to end. I'm very proud that we were able to beat the Rockets because no one thought we were even going to beat them. Reeves even tried to make a heroic comeback. As as both of you know, and now the fans will know, I'm not a LeBron fan, but he did impress me with the way he played on that Rocket series, and pretty much soloed that entire thing with the help of Marcus Smart and Luke Kennard. But yeah, it's definitely something where it's like, who knows what would happen if Luca was there? Because to Jared's point, the margin of victory we lost by is pretty much less than or more than of what Luca would average. So at the end of the day, like that is the moneymaker of like what would that team look like with all three of them healthy. I do think though for next year it's gonna be weird. I Aiden needs to go. I don't know if you guys watched the he barely played because he cannot. I don't know. Like, he gets in his own way. He's literally cannot play defense or he's almost like the NBA version of Angel Reese right now. Like he
Crying.
looks goofy. trying to play basketball sometimes, and I just don't understand it. Like he can't catch the ball, and I just don't know what it is. But he'll be gone. Jackson Hayes, thank God, will stay. And LeBron, who knows what he decides to do? But I wouldn't be against him coming back. But I also know that we need 3-and-D wings to surround that team then, because Reeves and Luka are two defensive liabilities for that team, and it's not going to look good next year if that's the case.
I mean, here's the thing: like that series is solely over just because Luca didn't play. If Luca plays, that series is probably tied 2-2. Let's just call it what it is. I agree with you. Aiton's got to go. I similarly feel
Bring Marcus Smart back. Love that man.
well, yeah, you probably should bring him back, but I similarly feel how you feel about JV is kind of how I feel about JJ Redick. Like I don't know if him and Luca get along the best, and if you want Luca to be your long-term star, get him up out of there.
First of all, JJ is a basketball savant. I know a lot of people don't like him, but before he became the coach, his podcast, the
Old man in the three.
was some of the best NBA talk, wisdom, just kind of breakdown of the game that I ever heard. So I was very excited when he got hired. And look at what he did with the roster that's in place. Like, yes, of course, you have LeBron, you have Luka, you have Reeves. They barely played together in terms of them all being on the court at the same time. And the way he still manufactured to get the most out of them, including during the first series of the playoffs, it just shows that. And I don't think there's an issue. I think Luka wants to win, and if he can deal with Jason Kidd, I think he can deal with JJ Redick. Jason Kidd is notorious for not being the happiest, pea in a pod. So I think we'll be okay. Now, as for where LeBron ends up, if he comes back, that's gonna be and Reeves. Reeves is also a free agent, and sounds like
They're not gonna let Reeves go anywhere.
I don't think so, but it also really depends. Like I said, if you do keep Reeves, now we're having to sign. You need to bring in 3-and-D players everywhere. That's why they do need to keep Marcus Smart. They need to bring in a center, and of course, maybe even sign one during free agency, but also the draft. There's a few 7-footers out there that could definitely help that team as well. So
Where do you think LeBron's going?
I got two, no three. I got three options. I think he will probably either go to the Lakers, stay with the Lakers, which he did just say, like he has talked to his daughter. That's most important. Talk to his son, talk to his wife. But for me, of course, you first thing you're like, I gotta talk to my 12-year-old. She's gonna be like, I don't want to leave school. I got all my best friends here. So I'm like, may stay with the Lakers. But of course, everyone in the right mind is thinking like, if this is the end of the career, like if he goes back to Cleveland, him, Harden, Don, maybe do a sign and trade and give us Jared Allen to the Lakers. Keep Mobley. I don't want him. Plays a little soft like Aiden. And kind of rebuild from there. Jared Allen would be a perfect piece and kind of restart both sides and then potentially win a championship on the East side. The third option, which is the fun option, is Golden State. Go play with Curry. He's always talked about it. Trade Draymond just so he can watch.
They would keep Draymond, but I mean, everything you're saying, like I don't disagree with. I feel like it's pretty much those were my three options.
So both of you guys don't think he's going to retire?
No, he's not going to retire.
He's still chasing 5. He's trying to at least tie Kobe.
He's trying to cut. Yeah, he's got to.
Kobe,
he's got to.
But yeah, and he's tied with Curry now, dude. No, That's why I don't think he's going to go to Golden State, because I highly doubt he will want to be like, well, we both got 5 now, the issue is Curry can play for way longer than LeBron. He can.
How long do you think Curry's going to play then?
Pretty close, because it really just depends on the same. It's the same thing, you get to that age It's really just, when is it not fun for you anymore? When do you just not want to get up at 5 a.m. and do shoot around and go through your morning routines and want to spend time with your family? Like, that's where it comes in, especially for them. Like, that's when it ends. It's like, when do you want it to end? Because Curry could do the Ray Allen route and just be popping out threes off the bench for, you know what I mean? Like,
He could, but like I don't think we want like Ray Allen. Like remembering Ray Allen like that is different than Steph Curry to me.
bro, but Ray Allen also hit that game winner for the Heat, and
He did.
it's forever cemented. You don't think that's what I'm saying? Curry could go to another championship team and just be that three guy for them out of nowhere.
He could. He
So,
could.
but that's still down the road. He's still got a little time for that. So
I mean, he's 38 years old, bro. 38.
he got a little time. He's a little smaller than LeBron. You know, he's got a little. There's as many wheels in the pocket. Actually, no. Honestly, I think he's ran probably more than LeBron has almost.
LeBron has also spends $1 million on his body every year.
We don't know. We don't know if Steph Curry might too.
They ain't never said Steph did that, man.
Steph might keep that private. He don't want to tell people. His secret.
LeBron and Tom Brady are the only two people who we know about like that.
All right.
Well,
What's next? What's
give me
next,
with the
Mando?
transition again. Next topic, we're going to talk about Giannis. Where do you guys think? Do you think he's going to stay? Where do you think the best fits are?
One more. Actually, we forgot. Timberwolves Spurs, which is happening right. Which is happening right now. The only reason I want to bring it up is because of the elbow. Because that was. I just want to know Jared's thoughts on the elbow.
I mean, historically, people have gotten suspended for doing stuff like that. Wemby didn't. And I feel like they don't want to see the Wolves go up 3-2. I'm looking right now to look at what the score is. And, yeah.
I'm watching it. I think that I think it was intentional. I do not think it was malicious.
Whoa, wait. You size somebody up with your elbow and literally jammed it into his neck. That's malicious.
Okay, here's what you got to remember, though. Wemby is 7'5". He is taller than most people are, and he's not used to where other people are around him at that height. That's the only thing I'll put it out there.
He looked at him dead in the face.
I think that he threw the elbow not knowing it was going to hit him directly in the jaw, just thinking it would maybe hit him somewhere.
Fern, you know what this sounds like? Doesn't it sound like when LaMelo yanked Bam's leg? Don't this sound like that on the other end?
Not malicious.
Yeah, it does.
I mean, so it's done. I better not ever hear you talk about the laws of physics and malicious intent again.
To your point, the reason I think though he did not get suspended is because it happened so early in the game that basically acquitted to in a suspension. So that's where that's where they said it. He's still going to get a fine. Like, he's getting a fine. He's still technically got a suspension. It's just like I'm trying to remember who it was in the NFL season.
Oh, when Jalen Carter spit on deck.
There you go. Yeah. Exactly. They counted that game against him because
it was the first play of the game.
Literally first play of the game. So like, that was a full game, but it cost them, a player during that game, and they ended up losing that game. So
yeah, I think it was malicious. I think he was irritated. They showed clips of him getting thrown around by the Timberwolves.
They did. I mean, and that's where I think, like, at the end of the day, it's playoff basketball, and I think that play now is going to set the tone on both sides. It's going to make it a much more physical game, but as some of us are watching live right now, like, it's not showing too much of a difference on the Timberwolves side. I thought it would be a little bit more combative with how they were going to be in the hole and making sure that Wemby doesn't get the ball as much. But at the end of the day, I think it really all depends on Ant. If he can't be that Ant-Man, if he can't be who we think he is every night, I don't think they're going to get there. I think the Spurs.
Well, I mean, they're shorthanded too. Losing DiVincenzo was big. Randall I mean, he's out there, but you know, it ain't been. It's not like it was in the regular season. I know that much for sure, for sure. And Ant is out there on one leg. And I also think, in regards to the Spurs Timberwolves series, it's this weird feeling for me. It's this weird feeling I have like they weren't gonna let the Timberwolves go down 3-1. I'm sorry. Like once Wemby got ejected, I mean it was Herculean by Ant, but they did ultimately win. And now we're in a situation where if you look at it, Knicks 4-0, they got out. OKC 4-0, they got out. The two young teams who everybody really want to see go at each other, the Pistons and the Spurs, those series are tied 2-2. And there's been bad calls, and I can admit, like the Spurs Timberwolves, there have been some bad calls that have gone on. Like Wemby should be living at the line, he's not. Cade should be living at the line, he's not. So like they, it's the young teams, they letting them beat up on each other. And I think honestly, like to answer Fernando's ultimate question, like I think the Spurs come out of this series, but to your point too, I think Ant is going to be Ant enough to where like this could go seven for real, for real. Just like the Pistons series, if I'm being honest. Since we didn't give predictions on that, I just want to circle the
I think
circle the block on that.
go 7. I think they'll both go 7 as well.
Yeah, which goes to my point of they're letting the young teams beat up on each other. We're headed for Knicks, OKC, and we know what that's going to look like.
Wow. If actually, well, I mean, I'm just excited. I really want Detroit because I really for the new fans. If y'all don't know, Fernando is a Knicks fan, and as I said before, Jared is a Pistons fan. So that would be a fun one, is to see you two finally in a NBA East Conference Finals to go at it.
I mean, I want the Pistons to come out this series, but and I hope yeah, they need to take Game 5. I mean, it seems like they're doing everything the hard way, but I mean, same with the Spurs. I want to see the Spurs get out of not OKC, Minnesota, but it's not looking as easy as everybody thought it was. I thought the Spurs would have swept Minnesota with the
Playing
injuries and whatnot.
playing his best basketball. I've never thought Rudy Gobert was a great player, but he's really had an amazing postseason. Like the way he stuck Joker, he made
Hmm.
subpar. Like I was very impressed. But yeah, sorry for the interruption, Ando. If you want to take it back, take it back.
No, you're good. So yeah, we're going to transition to our next topic, which is going to be Giannis. Where do you guys think he's going to land? Do you think he's going to stay in Milwaukee? And we'll let Jared take this one.
I honestly don't know. I feel like we do this every summer with Giannis, or every other summer at this point. So it's like I think honestly he wants to say he wants to stay. He just wants like a lot of help. Like he got in what year was that? 2021.
Yeah,
Like that's what he wants. He wants a Drew Holiday. He needs a running mate like a Chris Middleton. Like Milwaukee fell apart the minute Chris Middleton got hurt, the minute Drew Holiday got hurt, and then they shipped off Drew. Chris was never the same, and like he's been by himself. I think he just and then Damian Lillard didn't work out, which I think everybody. I don't know one person that didn't think like that wasn't gonna work out. Like,
Jared, I think it's interesting that you say he wants to stay because on ESPN he said the time has come for both sides to move on, and how he's interested in joining a true title contender. But he did say that he would prefer to play for an Eastern Conference team.
yeah. I think also he mentioned before at one point he prefers smaller markets.
Hmm.
he
Um,
did say that.
so that's actually kind of where I was leaning, is like the Spurs always come to mind for
That's
one.
West.
I know, but the Spurs come to mind because of the smaller market, and then Wimby and him having just kind of those international ties. I think that would just be just him with those guards. Like it would just be something crazy. Now, if we're talking East, they're not an East team yet, but they might be.
They're
Timberwolves.
not going to Minnesota. He's not going to Minnesota. If he was going to link up with an Eastern Conference team that was a small market, it's the two teams we're watching right now. It's either going to be the Cavs or it's going to be the Pistons. He's not going to Minnesota. He might f around and be funny. Watch him end up in like Indiana.
I was gonna say that would be crazy to me, but that team unfortunately lost their pick with this year's draft,
They did.
but they also are retaining 10 of their play. We'll get into this later, but they're retaining 10 of their players. 5 of those are their starters. So like they're not
Right.
losing that much.
They are. That's a ready to win team. If Halliburton was healthy, they would have been in the mix still. Who knows? They'd still be in the mix. But if I don't think I think Giannis is just talking out the side of his neck. If I'm being honest, like Giannis, he don't want to go nowhere, man. Otherwise, he should have been jump ship. And if he does want to go somewhere, it's gonna be Cavs, Pistons, Indiana. That's it. Those are the teams that come to mind for me.
The reason I think Minnesota too, just because it's in the Midwest area and
That's fair.
did have a lot of those properties he just signed on for in Chicago area. I don't know if you guys knew about that. So like, of course, people were like, "Oh, maybe Chicago." I'm like, dude, Chicago's like 3 years away. He's not coming here.
He's not going to
Yeah,
Chicago.
he's not coming to Chicago unless we somehow get that year where we almost got like LeBron and Wade and Bosh and well, actually not Bosh because they didn't want Bosh. That's why they didn't come here. So, but yeah, no, I definitely agree. I think to your point, the Cavs or the Pistons do make the most sense. But the Cavs, I feel like it's hard for them because if it's them, they're gonna want LeBron over Giannis,
They sure are.
like your hometown boy over yeah maybe
But
the younger version of what he can be.
but LeBron would be absolutely crazy if Giannis said, "I'm going to Cleveland." LeBron knows he's going to retire, and you're not going to go there and take less money to play with Giannis, Spider, Harden, and Mobley. He'd be insane. But
Oh,
also,
that's
just
why
like Giannis,
it's crazy to me.
he
Like he would need to take less money. I'm like, bro, LeBron has all the money he needs now. Like,
well, there's that part too. But also for Giannis, like, why wouldn't you want to play with Cade, be paired with Duran, and like the Pistons are going to find another sharpshooter. They have to. Like, they're going to have to. But I mean, he's got those are his two best options out east. He ain't going to New York. Sorry, Nando, because he has a large market, and also like he Duran, not Duran, sorry, Brunson ain't gonna pass him the ball. He don't even want to pass it to Cat at the time.
yeah, he doesn't pass it to Cat because he doesn't trust Cat. But now Cat, the way he's been playing and how he's opened up his game and has basically become a point center, which is how he should have been playing all, this entire time. Like he had 10 assists that last game, and he's been averaging I think over 6 to 7 assists for the playoffs, like or for the series. Like he's been way different than what I'm used to seeing Cat play like, and I think that's why. Like Brunson, I felt like was playing hero ball too much. Like, and that's the issue is like he didn't
Was
trust anyone on that team. You're telling me he wouldn't trust Giannis? He's not going to give the ball to Giannis. Get out of here, dude. That's
listen,
New York.
when you say it out loud, it's like yeah, like he should trust Giannis, but we also know
But
when the games are on the line, he is not looking to pass that ball.
okay, but
That's not Brunson's game, and you know that.
the best player of the last series. OG was
He, he was, and then he got hurt.
exactly. So but my thing is I think I'm not counting the Knicks out for the sweepstakes. But you want to hear the one that scares me the most? That I don't even know if they can stop it because it's a new ownership. So this isn't the same ownership that loved Giannis. You know what I mean? The Thunder have.
Oh goddamn!
The Thunder was it have 13 first round picks over the
She,
next 6 years. Put that into perspective. They said they want blue star talent and picks. I'd send them Jalen Williams, and I'd send them 2 of them picks. Are you serious? It's game over. The only thing that will stop that is Giannis being like, "Sorry, I don't want to go there." Like that's a no go. But
That's like not even fair, bro. Like I wouldn't play fantasy basketball. I wouldn't even watch the games. I wouldn't.
I just bring it up because it could happen. Like that is something that is.
And then
I'm just
if they do make the finals, it's a short list of people who could actually beat them. And now that short list of people in the East consists of the 3 teams that are in it now. And I'm talking like heroics from just the guards. I'm talking Brunson, I'm talking Mitchell, and I'm talking Cade. That's it.
and in the Celtics, I would count them
Oh
also.
yeah, and well, who knows? But like Tatum shouldn't even play this year, but that's a different story. And Jalen Brown might be out of there,
Jalen's
so
not
who knows?
Jalen's not going anywhere. If they do trade Jalen, guess where it's going to be?
If you say New York,
It's going to be Milwaukee because they're going to be throwing that package in for Giannis. They said, "Here's Jalen Brown, grow, bro, build your team around this man. He's a Finals MVP and was an MVP candidate this year.
he was. But if they wanted a real haul, I'd be like, give me Tatum and them picks,
Like
and you can have.
my issue is like, what East team are you going to go to that's a small market and that's ready? Other
Then Detroit and Cleveland.
exactly the Hawks. I'm not saying, bro. They that team is young.
They're not ready, bro.
The team is young.
They lost by 50.
Yeah, that was kind of fun.
It was 80. It was 82 to 29 at halftime. We've never seen anything like that.
Yeah, I thought it was a 2K score.
They were ready to send them to Siberia. Okay, like
Bro, I think I saw someone. I thought I saw someone on the side on the bench actually booking their flight to Cancun.
you might have, you might have. There's no way. I would be damned if I was Giannis and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go to Atlanta for what? Like we just lost by. I don't even,
CJ McCollum gave him a call and said, "Don't come here, dude. Don't."
bro. CJ is probably like, I'm already on my way out. My agent told me he got something lined up. I'm going back to Portland with Dame.
Don't you do it. That's too funny.
so Cassius, you kind of mentioned some examples, but do you guys think there's anything else that would help keep Giannis in Milwaukee?
No,
I mean, I'd have to see who's up for free agency, but the biggest free agent is LeBron. He's the only, or he's the biggest unrestricted free agent. But the issue is like that team currently is not. It honestly, the Bucks are very similar to how the Bulls are built right now. They were built with really no type of structure in place of what the plan was because they're kind of stuck in that and it's funny comparing because the Bulls have not been anywhere in the same trajectory of the Bucks the last 5 to 10 years. But with how Giannis, it's like do we plan for building around Giannis or do we plan to start over and do the rebuild? And that's where they're in that middle point right now, and that's essentially what the roster looks like.
yeah, I don't think there's much they can do. It's either they're gonna bring somebody in for Giannis, or he's gonna go to the Cavs for the Pistons. And again, like I originally said, I think Giannis just wants them to bring people in, but like Cassius said, this isn't the ownership group. So he's really at a crossroads. We'll see what he does. He's been doing this for a few years now, so we'll see.
Okay. And on that note, Cassius, hit me with another transition. The next topic we have is the NBA lottery. So we're going to be talking about who you guys think are the potential top 5 picks. And then, Cassius, I'm gonna let you start it off because I also at some point I want you to talk about Chicago and their 2 picks that are in the top 15.
Sounds good. Real quick though, breaking news from the NBA world. It's 76ers president Morey is out, but Nick Nurse is sticking around. They are keeping Nick Nurse as head coach. So that actually even leads to another discussion we'll have one day of Joel Embiid, because that makes it sound like he may definitely be on the outs, depending on where they're leaning with that team. So, but real quick, also note they are the only team currently, the 76ers, with 3 players making over 50 million next year, and 2 of those players are over 32. So,
Man, you about to transition into. Go
but
ahead, Nando. Go ahead.
on that point. So yeah, how do you want to just start with kind of who got? Do you want to do top 5? We want to do all lottery. What do you want to do?
I would just do top 5.
Yeah, do the top 5.
So Wizards got pick 1. It's their first pick since John Wall, 2010. Honestly, if I'm thinking for kind of quick mock, I think that I think AJ is going to be the first pick. Out of BCU, the kid would be the perfect pairing with Trae Young, Anthony Davis. That team has some young pieces that I think would help as well, kind of fold and mold around him with that 3-and-D kind of setup that they already have in a lot of ways. But it's kind of a no-brainer. He's a point forward. He can stretch the floor. He can shoot the 3. He can shoot the mid. He's almost KD-like, but actually has weight on him already. And I think he's one of the 3 players that's the most NBA ready, just ready to jump in there. So
There's no argument here. Yeah, he's gonna be the number 1 pick. I mean, he had a hell of a year at BYU. Um, yeah, I really have no rebuttal about that one. He didn't look happy that Washington got the number 1 pick. I would say that,
is anyone
but
happy to go to Washington? Is anyone? And it's not even Washington. It's Washington D.C. Like, let's
it's true.
like
It's true.
it's like the people. It's like how the players were complaining about Memphis. Like they're like, move it to Nashville. Better hotels, better things for me to do in my time. But
It's true.
pick 2 goes to the Jazz this year. They're easy. They need a point guard or a shooting guard. They need someone to help them. They have nothing but bigs, especially after Ace Bailey. They of course have Markkanen still from the Bulls trade. I'm blanking on their center that they drafted a couple years ago, but also very good center. He's just needs to stay healthy. But as much as I'm not a fan of the player, I think Peterson is going to be gone at 2. I think I think Daryl has so much upside, even though he had such a weird year at Kansas with kind of getting a reputation of not being maybe the most team player and most ethical. Which that's why I'm not a fan of. I'm like, if you're healthy, you play. Like, I don't care. You don't sit yourself. Like, I don't care how much you're up by. But I do think that the upside of him is too hard to match because he's an instant bucket. The kid can play. He can score. I haven't seen someone, honestly, with that type of handles and kind of just flow with the ball since Kyrie, in my opinion. But the only question mark I have is, does now having him and Ace Bailey on the Jazz just add 2 headache players maybe onto that squad? So,
Which is definitely why I thought you were gonna go Boozer.
no, they don't need another big. I don't think.
Man, but you just mentioned another headache. Ace Bailey's a headache. A headache. He don't want to play either for them. So
Upside.
like I legitimately
It's not about what he wants though. He's gonna get drafted no matter what. He's not Kobe alike. He's not Kobe reputation to be like, I'm not playing for them, and then that team doesn't draft him. You know what I mean? He's gonna go where they say him, and then if that doesn't work out, then he's gonna find himself in the G League.
So,
I think
Jared, who do you think the Utah Jazz are going to draft?
I think they should go after Boozer, make themselves even bigger than what they are. You can find a serviceable guard in free agency. And yeah, like he said, their other guard who's at you said who's it, Ace? Ace, you said?
They're small forward.
Yeah, he is a headache. I mean, and he was and that team made a mistake when they traded away Walter Clayton, right? Walter Clayton.
Yeah, but they have Keontae George, and he's a great guard that needs someone to help him on the other end, and that's where I think that you need a guard. You don't need another power forward because Boozer's a power forward center technically. He's not a small forward. Yes, you could fit him into that role. He definitely has the skill set to do it. I just think that they need more guard help than anything else. And in terms of like who the upcoming free agents are, I mean, you can get help, but do you have that kind of talent of getting an instant bucket whenever you need it? That's where I think the upside kind of comes into play.
Yeah, I just
But I mean, we're gonna have different mocks, dude. So it works
yeah,
out.
we are. I'm just I we'll see. I would have thought who has the third pick again?
So the third
Trying
pick
Uh,
to
is Memphis Grizzlies.
Grizzlies.
yeah, and that's where I felt like he would have fell
No, I
because they don't want Ja. They're trying to get up off of Ja, and
yeah,
I think they want another guard who can replace Ja.
but I think you need like if we're talking about what team needs leadership and bring in that guy who's going to be the day one, it's the Grizzlies. That's where I think Cameron Boozer would go. That's why I think because he's going to be their player there, and you're forgetting who they traded away last year already, Jaron
They
Jackson.
traded away Desmond Bain. They traded away Jackson.
Exactly, but Jaron Jackson was their star power forward. They need a new one to step into that role. I think
You,
it just makes the most
you
sense.
still need a guard to get somebody the ball though, and they're gonna trade Ja. They're going to trade Ja. Ja don't even want to play there. This is a theme. We've literally talked about who wants to play where for a minute now.
We have. All right, and Cassius, who do you think the Chicago Bulls are gonna draft with the number 4 pick?
I mean, I really want Cameron Boozer to not get picked till then, but it's not going to happen, of course. But I think we're going to go big. I mean, we saw what happened. The Bulls traded away Vooch. Zach Collins was an injury nightmare. Patrick Williams is somehow still on the team.
That
Issue. But I think they're going to go big. I mean,
was funny.
we have Josh Giddey locked in, and I think Josh Giddey can't be the true point guard and play the way his style of play is without a big. So I think they're going to go Caleb Wilson. I think it's the most obvious choice at that point. And the best part is that they also have a 15th round pick, which I'm hoping Ade Mara is there from Michigan. Bring his 7 foot ass over here so we can just kind of lock up that center and power forward spot right away. And I mean, there were plenty of guards that we signed and traded for, and we also have 1,000 second round picks we're gonna have to figure out what to do with. So, but I think that's the best fit for them right now, because yeah, we've had horrible luck with bigs, and that's where our team needs to definitely be put in.
Okay, Jared.
For the Bulls,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's right. That's the obvious pick. I mean, and it would be nice for them. I don't think Boozer, like I said, I think Boozer's gonna go. What we say, two. I said two.
I think he should go.
So,
I think he's I think he's the second. Honestly, I think he's the
uh,
best player. I think Boozer
yeah,
number one.
he had a heck of a year. But Cass is right. Like, yeah, for his mock draft, outside of where we had Boozer slated, I agree with him. Like, and I really have no rebuttal. Um, I would love to rebuttal if he would have said something blasphemous, but he didn't. So,
Okay, and LA Clippers
Yeah.
have the. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna say, and Montas needs room to grow, and that he's such a young talent that we really need to start utilizing him. So I think if we move him to the small forward position, that'll really open up his game, and he can really then start utilizing, kind of being that stretch forward that I think he really can shine as. So,
mhm.
Clippers are 5. Clippers are there's honestly there's two options, but I think they're gonna go with my Illinois boy, Keen Wagler. Great rookie season. The reason I say that, you traded for Darius Garland. You don't need another point. You need a shooting guard. If you keep Kawhi, yes, you also traded for Mathurin from the Pacers, but Wagler also just has just that kind of that almost it factor of just like he can find his shot and he utilizes the midi. He can shoot from three. He has a great inside game. Like he kind of stretches the floor, and that's kind of I think the perfect direction that if you're looking for someone to take that, the Clippers would be. The other way they can go is a cuff, which I think he just, in my opinion, I think Keaton fits the team better for what their needs are going forward.
I don't hate that. I don't hate that.
So
I think it's interesting, Cassius. All your 5 picks were the same top 5 picks that ESPN had. So, which Jared, I mean, you pretty much had them too, but you changed it up just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
yeah, a lot of mine were based off current roster and what the roster will look like as of right now, what it looks like for next year. We know what what players are going to be on the books, who their free agents are. So a lot of that is really just kind of coming from what I think will be best fit for who's going to be that. Of course, that's going to change again in next month or so, and we'll have probably another prediction, break down a lot more of those. So
Okay, well, are there any final thoughts that you guys have? We are pretty much at our end point. Any last comments you guys want to add for first take?
no, just anyone who's listening, please make sure to follow, like, subscribe on our social medias. Have all of them: TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube,
Yep. So,
Buzzsprout, anything you think of. But yeah, Bulls have a new VP. He looks like he's going to be a good fit. I just need to see who he hires for head coach and GM first, and then we'll see where it goes from there.
yep, and we plan on talking a little bit more in detail about that next time. But yeah, if there's nothing else, Cassius, you can hit us with the outro music after Oh, go ahead.
Oh, next week or next episode? Not next week. Next episode will be NFL schedule preview, NFC North. So
And predictions. Let's get it.
and predictions.
Yep.
Go Lions.
All right. Well, thanks for joining the best in the Midwest, and join us next time for another episode of Between the Coast. We'll see you guys next week. Next episode.